For a long time, style in music was treated as decoration. Something extra, something optional. But then, 3 names appeared on one list. And suddenly, fashion wasn't an accessory anymore. It was a statement. Felix, Jungkook, Taeyong. Esquire didn't just name them stylish. It confirmed something the world had already been watching unfold. Focus and ARAHCERITA, MENIT 14. Focus on this part. This recognition didn't come from a single outfit. It didn't come from one viral photo. And it definitely didn't happen overnight. Look at this closely. Each of these artists comes from a different group. Different sounds. Different personalities. Different paths. Yet they ended up in the same place. Here, what most people overlooked. Style isn't about clothes. It's about presence. Felix doesn't wear fashion to fit in. He bends silhouettes. Plays with contrast. Soft and sharp at the same time. When he steps into a room, the clothes don't lead him. He leads them. This wasn't a coincidence. Jungkook's style tells a different story. One of evolution. From oversized hoodies to tailored luxury. From comfort to confidence. From blending in to standing at the center without trying. He doesn't chase trends. Trends chase the way he moves. And Taeyong. Precision. Control. Intent. Every layer he wears feels calculated, but never stiff. Sharp lines. Bold choices. A quiet defiance in how he presents himself. These are not random fashion moments. They are patterns. And patterns don't lie. As the years passed, something changed in the industry. Music visuals became louder. Performances became sharper. But authenticity became rarer. That's why this mattered. Esquire didn't reward popularity. It recognized influence. Because millions don't copy outfits unless those outfits say something. Unless they reflect an identity people want to feel closer to. This list wasn't about looks. It was about impact. MENUGU, KLMKS/payoff. Now everything makes sense. These 3 artists didn't redefine style by being perfect. They did it by being specific. Felix represents fearlessness. The courage to stand out without explaining yourself. Jungkook represents growth. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and not rushing it. Taeyong represents intention. Every detail placed with purpose. Nothing accidental. This explains why it ended this way. Because fashion at its highest level isn't about excess. It's about clarity. The truth finally caught up. Fans saw it years ago. Stylists understood it. Designers noticed it. Esquire simply said it out loud. In an industry that moves fast and forgets faster, these 3 didn't just keep up. They shaped the pace. Dove PNUTUP, EMOSONAL. The truth didn't need noise. It only needed time. And that was enough. Because real style doesn't ask for attention. It earns recognition by staying consistent when no one is watching. Felix, Jungkook, Taeyong. Not just artists. Not just idols. But reflections of how music, fashion, and identity finally learned to speak the same language. And once that happened, the world didn't need convincing anymore. What makes this moment even more powerful is what it says about the era we're living in. For years, Western fashion dictated the rules. Who could wear what? Who set trends? Who followed? But now, the center has shifted. These artists didn't wait for validation from fashion capitals. They became the reference point. Designers watch them. Runways respond to them. Luxury houses adapt around their energy. And yet, none of them look like they're trying to dominate fashion. That's the difference. Felix doesn't perform style. He lives inside it. There's a quiet confidence in how he wears softness and strength together. A refusal to be boxed into expectations. Masculine, feminine, or anything in between. He moves freely. And fashion follows. Jungkook, on the other hand, reflects time itself. You can trace his journey just by looking at how his style changed. Early simplicity. Gradual refinement. Then complete control. Nothing about his presence feels forced now. Whether he's in minimal black or full luxury tailoring, he looks at ease. That ease is powerful, because it tells a story of someone who no longer asks if he belongs in the room. He already knows the answer. And then there's Taeyong. His style feels like architecture. Structured, intentional, yet alive. Every outfit feels like a statement without words. A balance between chaos and discipline. He doesn't dress to be loud. He dresses to be remembered. That's why his influence extends beyond fans. It reaches creatives, stylists, designers searching for something sharper. What Esquire recognized wasn't fame. It was longevity. Style that survives trends. Presence that doesn't fade after one season. That's rare, because most artists burn bright and fast. But these three move differently. They understand timing. They understand restraint. They understand when to say less. And in fashion, saying less often says more. This is why the announcement felt inevitable. Not shocking. Not controversial. Just accurate. There's also something else beneath the surface. This recognition isn't just about individual artists. It's about how global culture is changing. Music no longer stays in one lane. Fashion no longer belongs to one place. Influence no longer flows in one direction. Felix, Jungkook, and Taeyong exist at the intersection of all of it. They don't represent a trend. They represent a shift. A moment where identity, artistry, and self-expression finally align without compromise. And that's why this moment will last. Because lists fade. Titles move on. But impact remains. Years from now, people won't remember every outfit. They'll remember how these artists made style feel personal again. Honest. Intentional. Alive. And that's something no headline can fully capture. But Esquire came close.